Hi family, welcome back. So this is what we purchased from Woolworths for the barbecue for Saturday. Rich had gotten a couple different flavors of chicken kebabs, a couple different types of bratwurst, and some lamb. And for sides we had potato salad, fruit salad, and what I would call a Greek salad. We had some cheeses and snacks for hors d'oeuvres, and some of the guests had bought some desserts. So I think we had a pretty decent spread. We had a great attendance. Pretty much everyone we invited were able to come, and we got a bonus visit from the Joneses, from the Jones Family Channel. So it was a really, really nice time. The food took longer than expected to cook, so it ended up being a braai officially, because everyone stayed until later in the evening, which was so welcomed and so enjoyed. This is just a cool store that isn't too far from the house that I popped in to get some last minute things, and this is Rich's Kebabs. So it is Sunday, and we were starving because we spent most of Sunday morning cleaning the house from Saturday. So we popped over to Nice to get some breakfast. I had gotten this delicious chicken curry. Rich had gotten a panini, and Nina had gotten some strawberry crepes. Next up, one of my beautiful dear friends that lived in South Africa for a couple years and that actually suggested this neighborhood wanted me to pick her up some products from this beautiful spa that I'd never set foot in the last 8 months. Next up, I went to get my nails done and my eyebrows done from this wonderful nail salon that I've been going to pretty much since we moved to Parkhurst, and I love the people there. Not bad, you guys, for 2 weeks worth of traveling. Now keep in mind we had one less of these bags when we went away for 3 days, so I really should be patting myself on the back. Not sure what this does. So of course we had to grab a bite to eat at this place in the airport in Amsterdam. And the food was delicious, but I think I was in sticker shock from the price. We finally made it after 27 hours of travel time. So friends, this is going to be a ride along through the neighborhood that we lived in Philly. So we lived in an area called Mount Airy, which is the northwest part of Philadelphia. And as you can see, it's very green. It's definitely an urban oasis is how I would refer to it, which is why a lot of people like living in the neighborhood, because it's a perfect combination of city and also greenery. So it's not a complete concrete jungle. And Rich actually grew up in this neighborhood. So, when we would come to visit when we lived in California and stay with his parents, I absolutely fell in love with this neighborhood that I did not know existed, even though he had lived, I would say, about 7 minutes up the road from me. I had no idea about this neighborhood. So when we decided to move back from California, we chose this neighborhood because it's super diverse and it's just very pretty. So full disclosure, the reason for our sudden return to Philadelphia was because Rich's driver's license had expired. And during COVID, you were able to renew your license online. So the plan had always been to renew his license online, had them send a new card to his parents' house, and then his parents would send us mail us the new license. Well, unbeknownst to us, we found out that they no longer do license renewals online, and that you actually have to come into the Department of Motor Vehicles office to renew your license. So Rich's license expired at the end of April, which is why we ended up returning back in April instead of August. And it actually worked out pretty well because Nina is on fall break. So we figured, we may as well go back now as a family since Nina had the time off. So this particular strip of road, I kid you not, anytime it would rain, there would always, without a doubt, be a car accident. And sure enough, as we were driving up the road, there was a little bit of an accident. So this road never disappoints. Usually the accidents aren't too crazy. They don't necessarily involve fatalities, but they're not great. So this area is called Chestnut Hill, Philadelphia, and it's the next neighborhood over from where we lived, which is Mount Airy. It's very beautiful. It's definitely a beautiful area. And Rich and I actually worked in this area. And we would just come up here to go to restaurants, which you guys all know is one of our favorite things to do. And this particular location has a stripper restaurant that we would go to often. And I'm sure we'll be showing that throughout the course of the next 2 weeks of us being back here. But these are what we're driving through now is the back area of the neighborhood. It's just quicker to drive this way to get out of the city to access the suburbs. And it's also a really nice drive and a nice view. Yeah, it's a bit of a cloudy day, which is a little disappointing. I was hoping to be able to bring some South African sunshine back with us in a little bit of warm weather, but that has not been the case so far. So it's a bit overcast, and it did rain later on in the day, but it's definitely. Cloudy days definitely can be a little, change your mood, but it's still, it felt good to be back in the neighborhood. So the Department of Motor Vehicles office is in the suburbs. So it's about I would say about 25 minutes away. But we thought going to this particular location would be quicker as opposed to going to a location in the city where it's a little more congested. So our plan for today was not to do much. I'm surprised we're actually up and functioning because we didn't get in until 10 p.m. on Tuesday. And this is Wednesday morning. So we're trying to force ourselves to get adjust to the time difference by being on the time schedule, being back on the East Coast. Excuse me. So we got in around 10, had a bite to eat, went to bed, and got up the next morning to get this license taken care of right away and grab some lunch. And then go back home and take a nap and try to and have dinner with the in-laws. So right on the right hand side up this road where the cars are heading is where Rich and I got married. It was in Arboretum, and if you make a right at this light and go up about 5 minutes is where we got married. And we were thinking about going there for a visit because it's such a beautiful Arboretum. And they usually have things to do on the weekend, so we may pop in while we're here visiting. During COVID, pretty much the only thing that you could do was be in outdoor spaces, so we actually ended up getting a membership to the Arboretum just so we can have a place to take Nina during COVID, because we, like I've said numerous times, took it very seriously and did not travel or go anywhere. So we pretty much just hung out at parks and any outdoor space that had enough space for you to engage with people but not be on top of them. So we finally made it to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and Rich was there for about 25 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. In and out. So now we are on our way to grab some lunch, and we're still in the suburbs. So we're going to grab some lunch at a place called Chicago Pizzeria Uno's, which is a chain of restaurants that sells deep dish pizza. So we used to come to this place quite often because there is a standalone movie theater right behind it. And you know what? Please, if someone in the comments could let me know if you guys have standalone movie theaters or if they're just all attached to the malls. As you can see, that was an Amazon van. Amazon pretty much has a lock on any sort of big box delivery companies in the States. But yeah, so this is the movie theater in the back, and we would usually go there and then come over here for some pizza. Nina saw someone using an excavator, so we had to stop and look at that for a minute. And this is the inside of Uno's. Like I said, it's a chain restaurant, so you can probably find one in a lot of the cities throughout America. So the two observations I noticed when we were here was the wasted opportunity for them to provide a kids' play area and the cost of the food. So I hope you enjoyed our first day out. We will have plenty more.